I'm seeing a lot of these videos pop up about Mexican people not wanting MAGA to visit their country, especially their vacation spots like Cancun and Cabo. Let's listen to this gentleman's message to MAGA to stay out of his country.
Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells.
MAGA, why do you want to go to a country where the people don't want you? I had a similar experience like this in Cancun, Mexico. I was basically just sitting in the pool, minding my own business, and what do I see? Some stupid lady wearing a MAGA hat in Cancun. Of course, the only thing that came to my mind was, if you hate this country so much, Mexico, and you hate the people of Mexico so much, why are you here? Why are you swimming in their pool, eating their food, enjoying their culture? Why? Let's see what else this Mexican gentleman has to say about MAGA visiting his country.
We already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families.
MAGA, what has this gentleman said that isn't true? Everything he said is factual. But yet, you want a vacation to Mexico. Drink your tequila, eat your burritos, enjoy their food, and enjoy their culture. My message and this gentleman's message to MAGA, stay the hell out of Mexico. Have a day.
There's a protest that's happening right now in Mexico, and I want to talk about it because what they're protesting is basically the United States. How we have gone over there, we've gentrified their neighborhood, and it caused their prices to go up significantly, particularly like their rent. They're also protesting over tourism. Let me explain. They said it started during 2020 when a mass number of people that they call digital nomads, meaning people who work from home, that started flocking there because they couldn't deal with the pandemic and being isolated, and they wanted to flock somewhere that was basically cheaper, because we know that post-pandemic everything went up in America, including rent prices. They could go down to Mexico and get cheap rent, but look at what happened. They said since that's happened, rent have soared and locals have increasingly gotten pushed out of their own neighborhoods. Other factors too that I thought was pretty interesting. They said that cheap flights, obviously we know that if there's a cheap flights, people are going to book it and go. But they said that social media, okay, and I want to talk about that one because this one is important. I just Googled these images, so relax. I'm not like picking on any of these people, but there's been an influx of like people on social media that talked about how they left the United States for Mexico. And they often talk about like how affordable it is. But what they don't know is that this is driving up the prices for the very people that literally were born there. And it's a bit of a strange conundrum, right? Because Americans are deporting Mexicans, all the while Americans are also going to Mexico for affordability. The protesters have been throwing rocks at windows that says, "Get out of Mexico." They're also going to high-end restaurants to let their voices be heard. I know a lot of people have this tiresome notion of, well, you know what? Tourism brings them money, so what's the problem? It's a big difference between an average amount of people just kind of going in and bringing your country money versus literally people flocking there and completely dismantling your way of life and your way of being able to afford things. Gentrification does not serve anybody. It displaces residents, causing their prices to go significantly up. Not to mention the cultural displacement that happens. To me, it causes an erosion of culture. Like there's no diversity left, and then the prices all go up. Buildings all start to look the same. And then not to mention the delicious restaurants that are usually like family owned gets basically bought out. Nothing good comes from it. It benefits particularly one group of people, and those are usually Caucasian people. The whole point of going to another country is to immerse yourself in culture and not strip that away from them.
Karma is a bitch, ain't it? Y'all hear what's going on in Mexico right now? It don't get no better. So while liberals in America are saying Viva la Mexico, and waving the Mexican flags, protesting with illegal immigrants to keep them here, you know what's going on in Mexico right now? The Mexicans are protesting, holding up their signs saying, hey, gringo, get the fuck out of here, SA. Get the fuck out of Mexico, puto. The Mexicans are kicking white liberals out of Mexico, while the ones here are protesting to keep Mexicans here. What the fuck? So the reason for this is liberal Americans fuck America up, fuck their beautiful California up and their fucked up blue cities, and then they dip out, sell their shit, move to Mexico, right, to live cheaper. Yet they get all the high paying jobs in Mexico, according to the Mexicans. So they move in, everything goes up because of the high traffic of foreign people, and then they go there with their fucking United States American entitlement for the liberals. They go to Rome and do what liberal Americans do. Because they don't know, when you're in Rome, you do as the fucking Romans do. So they go to Mexico with their entitlement, right? And then they work from home, work on their computer, and then they live this lavish lifestyle. Because when you go there with your United States dollar, you can buy a fucking mansion for pennies on the dollar. So now because of that, everything, all the prices are going up, cost of living is going up. They're over there fucking up Mexico, and the Mexicans have had enough. So they're over here trying to say, Viva la Mexico, Viva la Mexico. And then Mexicans are over there saying, get the fuck out of here, puto. Go back to America, go fight in America. We don't want you here. Hell yeah. The only thing they need to realize is, here, they'll just talk. But in Mexico, the Mexicans will actually make them disappear. So they're gonna fuck around and find out. So let's get ready for them fucking liberals to march back here in droves, because the Mexicans are kicking their asses out of Mexico. And that's just news for ya.
So there we have it. They over there protesting in Mexico because they don't want Americans over there. They're causing riots. They're causing destruction. The Mexicans. And they're basically saying America is not welcome over there. They think we're taking their territory for granted. And we just don't appreciate being over there. So they don't even want us to come to a vacation over there. Then in the previous video, you see when I showed you that they was going over there with MAGA hats. You know how bold you got to be to go over there with a MAGA hat? So they basically saying go back to where you came from. And then they blaming social media too, because a lot of people are posting on TikTok that they moving over there to Mexico. A lot of Americans that they moving to a different country because the cost of living over here is too high. By us coming over there, it's raising the prices for their cost of living because it's competition now. So in reality, they feel like you competition, so they don't want you over there. Then they looking at you like you don't appreciate being over here anyway, because you deporting us in your country, and you think you welcome over here. So it's just crazy, guys, and that's what I want to tell y'all. It's just one thing after another, and then y'all definitely gotta be bold to go over there with them MAGA hats on, and y'all thinking everything is just gonna be all good. So now they speaking up. They causing ruckus, chaos. They doing extreme, destructive riots because they fed up. The Mexicans are fed up because they don't want us coming over there. So as an American, do y'all feel like y'all should be able to vacation over there, or y'all feel where they coming from? Because why would you want to go somewhere where you're not welcome? You don't even know if you're going to return back to the United States. I'm just saying. I may be paranoid, but that's how I would think coming from where I'm from. If I'm not welcome somewhere, I don't know if I would want to go over there, because to me, it would be like not a smart move. Now, you can't stop nobody from going where they want to go, but if something happened to you, you feel like you can't be surprised because you weren't welcome over there anyway. So they making videos saying you're not welcome over there. They don't want you taking a vacation over there. If they see a MAGA supporter, they just going to run up on you. So that's just how I go. So that's my take on that situation, because It's just getting scary about a minute, because just when you think everything is all good, here come another disaster. And you can't even go where you want to go no more. You can't even vacation nowhere no more. But they feeling like they ain't welcome over in America, so why should Americans be welcome over there? But everybody don't feel the same way, I believe. A lot of Americans don't feel the same way about Mexicans, and Mexicans shouldn't feel the same way about every American. But they may feel like it's up with every American that they see, so I don't know. Do you think that's the proper way to think? Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.